Welcome back, Terrifics. You are amazing. You make BeTerrific special. This is your official, exclusive, live, continuing coverage of PhotoPlus Expo 2015 from the Jacob K. Javits Center in New York City on BeTerrific. You're watching on PhotoPlusExpo.com, BeTerrific.com, Planet5D.com, the biggest, baddest, and best DSLR blog in the world, and of course, you're watching all over the world on all of our syndication partners. Thank you so much for joining us. We're having a lot of fun. Thanks for keeping the positive feedback coming. We love it. Connect at BeTerrific.com for email, at BeTerrificTV for all your social media, and of course, join our Slack chat. Us, you, and the rest of the Terrifics in 24-hour real-time conversation. That is BeTerrific.com/Slack. I've got some great guests here. I'm really excited about these guys because a couple years ago, one of their earlier products I was asked to do a tech review on, and it was a mirrorless camera. And my expectations, because of the mirrorless cameras I had used in the past, were not that it was going to be that good. And I was blown away by the results, really blown away by the results, to the point where I almost just bought one. And then I just got busy with all sorts of other stuff, but I love the size, and I love the feature set, and these guys make great stuff. They have for years. It's a legendary brand. I've got Eric and Paul from Olympus here. Thank you guys so much for joining us. So you guys have a lot of new products to talk about, and I think that Paul, it's great to have you here as well. I'd love to shake your hand.
Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm great.
Thanks for having us on. I really appreciate that. Getting the message out about DSL arm is really important to me. I seem to be one of many that are afflicted with this disease.
What does the doctor say?
Doctor says it's permanent.
And what was the cause?
Using a DSLR over an extended time gave me selective gigantism. And as a result, I have a much longer arm. Wife loves it because I can take cups down, scratch her back, have a good time. It's like that. But yeah, we're here to try to get a cure out, try to raise awareness. So if you take a photo with me and post it on Instagram and use the hashtag OMDCures, you can get the message out.
So holding a heavy DSLR all day has lengthened your arm like that, huh?
Absolutely. Using it to take photos, it was every day, all the time. This was the result.
Wow. Wow. Well, I'm sorry that you have that effect, but I'm glad that you're working on a cure, and you've teamed up with Olympus here, because you guys make very lightweight, very small, very compact mirrorless cameras, which is what I was talking about, what I was so excited about. And Paul, if you could, how did you get involved with Olympus?
I was going to conventions just like this one at PIX and PhotoPlus and all of that stuff, and I ran into Eric, and it was an amazing experience. And it was an amazing experience. Eric partnered with me, said, hey, if you're using that heavy DSLR, we got a new brand, we have a new camera type coming out, the OMD E-M5, which has literally changed my life. It's much lighter. It's got all of the power of a regular DSLR in half the size. It's an amazing camera.
So talk about the features, because this shoots amazing video and amazing stills. And what I was most impressed by the Olympus line of mirrorless cameras is that it shoots great stills, because that was the biggest problem I found with mirrorless cameras in the past. And still to this day, there isn't one that I know of that really shoots stunning stills like this does.
So as far as E-M10 Mark II, now everything in the OMD lineup has 5-axis image stabilization. So that's one of the major parts, although this is a significantly lighter product. So you're not going to have quite the image stabilization problems. But this will actually, the 5-axis is X, Y, pitch, roll, and yaw, because most people are not shaking in this type of pattern.
Right.
But if I'm using a large telephoto, it's going to be pitch.
Sure.
In most cases, it's just roll, because I'm holding it out. So this more organic image stabilization that matches more of how you're shaking. Also just the quality of the screen, that one having a tilting screen from shooting lower angles to higher angles. There's also a sense with Olympus harkening back to kind of the heritage of the OM line, so you can feel and see the detail in that product specifically.
The quality is really amazing, the fit and finish on it. It's got a nice weight to it. I really like the size of the sensor, and you've got a bunch of lenses for it. Is this a Micro Four Thirds mount?
Yes. So we're part of the Micro Four Thirds system. So obviously we have many, many different partners in the system, including our closest, which is Panasonic.
Right.
But as far as lenses from primes, we have the full run. From the world's first 8 millimeter fisheye. That's
Wow.
a 1.8.
1.8.
So
That's
and
a great.
There's
that's a very
actually
low f-stop.
underwater for the E-M5 Mark II, and for this product, you can actually get that underwater.
Excellent.
So for the underwater community to have a fisheye at 1.8, so there's a couple industry firsts here. This in particular, just the size, weight, and just general performance. Let's say getting into the OMD line out at $699 and then moving up depending on which lens.
The cameras are very affordable. They really
Yes.
are. What is the bit rate that it records at? What are the files that it makes for video?
For video, this will do the all intra frame. So as far as each frame being individually compressed and decompressed. As far as the bit rate, you're looking at 77 megabytes per second.
Pretty good.
So you actually need to use and visit some of our, partners over at SanDisk to get one of the, higher speed cards, because you're actually going to need that at the 77.
Yeah. And can you plug it through HDMI to an external recorder like an Atomos?
We were actually just discussing that with them today. I don't have an answer just yet. Where that conversation has just begun. It's looking promising. But we just were introduced to each other yesterday. So
They're a great company. I
was
mean, you
impressed
guys are a
with what
great
they
company,
do.
but I can't say enough about them.
Yeah.
I've been on their bandwagon, screaming from the hilltops how great they are since I met them at NAB, their first NAB. And I was so impressed. A guy by the name of Nils Johnson came to my house to check out Teradek products.
Okay.
And I said, "What's that you just took out?" And he goes, "Oh, that's an Atomos."
Yeah.
And it was a Samurai. And I was like, "What is an Atomos?" And he's like, "Oh, it's the best thing ever. Let me show you." And he was working on a TV series that was amazing, and he was showing me cuts of the TV series that he had recorded onto this Shogun. I mean, the Samurai back then. So it was very cool. So you guys have other cameras in the line. The OMD is not the only one. Talk about some of the other cameras as you go up the ladder.
Well, this would be the EM10 Mark II.
Yep.
The video powerhouse would be the EM10 Mark II. So that image stabilization unit actually has the CIPA rating of 5 EV or 5 steps. So that one actually, for complex movements, even like that, it is smooth and seamless.
I love that you put the image stabilization into the camera, and it's a multi-axis. That's really important.
Yes. So this with the flange back. So from the mount back to the sensor being so narrow. The amount of other lenses that can also be attached included, there are those like Zeiss and a few others that actually make, cinematography lenses, entire matched kits. And those can be matched onto here. And they're now image stabilized because I can manually input, I am shooting at 60 millimeter, and then it's now image stabilized to 60 millimeter.
That's amazing.
So
that is amazing. What do you shoot, Paul?
I use the OMD M Mark II.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic. Shoot photos of my family, wildlife. It's fantastic.
And is it hard with the arm entry, or are you able to handle it?
It's much simpler because it's much lighter to use. So yeah, it's been fantastic.
Are they ever off center though, because you're like out here with your arm? Because it looks like it's hard.
It's
to
an
bend your arm.
adjustment. I have to do a lot of posts sometimes. Work a lot in post, but
or you kind of like glance off to the side, like, oh, I'll stand.
Yeah, it's a challenge, but we get through it.
Or you just hold it like all the way out here.
Right, it's perfect
so
for selfies.
Yeah. Oh, he's perfect for. He's got the selfie arm.
Yes.
For selfies.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's been a hit here.
Yeah, I could imagine. I was going to say that your 20 millimeter would be a 40 millimeter if he puts it all the way out here.
Yes.
You guys are a lot of fun. I love that Olympus is doing all this and really leading the charge. I think it's really, really awesome and interesting. And the 10, you can put in a microphone. It has a microphone input, so you can do external audio as well.
Yes, and the EM5 Mark II actually, with the one grip, would actually offer you that headphone jack as well.
Oh, wow.
So that is covered for. And we just offered, and we're actually demoing that over at our booth. On November 25th, they'll go live. So there's 2 major firmware updates. One for the EM5 Mark II and one for the EM1. So the EM5 Mark II's video functionality, the bulk of that is being brought over to the EM1 free of charge to the customers. And the E-M5 Mark II is getting a massive upgrade. And a lot of that involves video.
Right.
Specifically. So one area where that's happening is we also make linear PCM recorders. So that recorder, the LS100 that has 2 XLR inputs.
Sure, I'm very familiar with this recorder.
So now, using the USB connection, I put that into the E-M5 Mark
God,
II.
you're
I
kidding.
press record on one, both are starting, and you can actually do the slate reference tone. These have the whole drop frame time coding. So as far as getting
It's
your
easy to
audio, yes.
Wow.
So now you're using the same manufacturer for both products, but you have phantom power and everything, and XLR with boom mics. You can use whatever high-end equipment you have.
Oh my God, and you can sync them easily.
Correct.
That's genius. That really is genius, and you don't have to worry about stopping and starting each one separately.
It's just record.
Wow, and you don't, because of the slate tone, you don't have to, remember everybody does this now.
Yes.
Nobody brings us a clapboard anymore.
Correct.
We have like 3 clapboards, they never leave the studio.
I have a
because
few
we
at my
always
desk,
forget.
I just keep them for nostalgia.
Well, and you always forget them. They're always the thing that gets left behind.
And you have somebody who
Then you
can
have-
clap the loudest.
Right.
Yeah.
Could you clap? Could you, do I have to clap again? You want me to clap for you?
Yeah.
And action. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with a whole lot more right after this. I got to thank Eric and Paul from Olympus. You got to check out Olympus. They're amazing. Check out the OMD line. Great stuff. We'll be back with a whole lot more of your live, official, continuing exclusive coverage of PhotoPlus Expo 2015 right after this. You're the Terrifics. You make BeTerrific special. Don't go anywhere.